Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So coming up, very exciting. There's a lot of firsts for Case the producer today. He had an English muffin for the first time in his life.
Yeah, if you missed that conversation, Brian had a fact that made your brain go boom today.
That's right.
All about how to make bread healthier.
Should I go to the podcast? I'll tell you right now.
Because I didn't understand the fact.
If you toast it, it's healthier for you because it makes it, the glycemic rate changes and it won't make your blood sugar spike, and then therefore you'll feel fuller eating toast than just plain white bread.
Sure. So
Is that one for everything? Like if I toast pie?
Why don't you do that for us and do an experiment and see what happens?
I'm on a diet. I got to toast this. I'll be right back.
You can toast ice cream.
S'mores are already exactly what they're supposed to be. Healthy AF.
Oh, damn right.
So, did a whole big bread conversation, led to me revealing I've never had an English muffin, which led to me ordering an English McMuffin from McDonald's, trying it live on the air.
He's calling it an English McMuffin, Kenzie.
I thought, wait, is that not what it's called?
It's called
I think it's an egg McMuffin.
an egg McMuffin.
That's confusing.
It's an English muffin as part of the building of it, but it's not.
As part of the structure, the foundational structure.
Yeah, it's not an English McMuffin.
Good to know. I won't embarrass myself anymore.
It's too late.
So, tried one of those.
You sound like an idiot.
I think, or he sounds eccentric, like very regal.
No, I think I sound like an idiot. I think Kenzie had it right.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't believe you haven't had an English muffin because I just feel like it's very, like white.
No, that's fair. I was talking about how much I love just white bread with butter on it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's like a meal for
All
me.
the flavor.
I know, it's awesome. A little crunchy crock on some not Little Debbie's. What's the bread girl? Which bread has a girl on it?
Sara Lee?
No. Wonder Bread?
Wonder has a girl
No,
on the
Wonder's
package?
just a bunch of bubbles.
Okay, maybe it's Wonder Bread that I buy. I feel like I buy bread with a girl on it.
I do. I feel like you try to buy anything with a girl on it. Like you always lean towards
I've
that
been trying to buy
Friday.
girls for most of my life.
Did you used to buy Land O'Lakes, but then they took the girl off?
Yeah, I was like, well, this can't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, she got canceled, right?
did.
Because it was an Indian woman?
Well, yeah, but
Native
I don't,
American.
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
First of all.
I guess I'm canceled now.
Second, I saw the best meme about that ever. And it said, nothing's more American than taking the Native American off the butter, but keeping the land because it's still the landscape is on the butter. And I'm like, that is awful. They just took her off of it.
Yeah, that's very on point.
Horrible.
That's a really good point.
I'm like, that wasn't thought all the way through. But
No. So
maybe they should have just donated a portion of sales or something.
Oh, come
instead.
on.
No.
What are they going to do?
now you're just talking crazy, Kenzie. You're talking crazy.
What are they going to do, help people?
Yeah. So, Case had an English muffin today, and now it's time for a movie review once a week. We talk about all these great movies, and it's driven me nuts for years actually, to mention a movie reference in Case doesn't know what I'm talking about, because all the classics, he's never seen any of the classics.
He hasn't seen The Mummy yet. That's coming up.
That's on the list. Don't worry about that. Kenzie's favorite movie of all time, The Mummy.
On the list. Don't worry about it.
So far,
It's very important to me.
and one of Kenzie's favorite movies, Braveheart, he did 4 weeks ago. And he's done Shawshank Redemption, he's done Roadhouse, and he's done Back to the Future.
That's right.
And there's, again, go back to the podcast to hear those reviews. But now, very exciting, on the 25th anniversary of The Matrix coming out. He's going to review that coming up next. If you want to remember what The Matrix, what it felt like when it dropped, here is the trailer for The Matrix 25 years ago.
Have you ever had a dream, Neo, that you were so sure was real? What if you were unable to wake from that dream? How would you know the difference between the dream world and the real world?
What is happening to me?
The answer is out there, Neo. It's the question that drives us.
What is the Matrix?
The Matrix is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
They're watching you, Neo.
Human beings are a disease. We are cancer of this planet. And we are the cure.
No one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
Boy, a lot of sound effects in that trailer.
It sounded awesome, though.
I'm actually shocked. I am shocked because this movie came out, what you said, 1999?
Yes.
How the heck was it not narrated? This had to be the first trailer not narrated in a world. Like, they were all narrated by the same guy.
You're right. That
That was weird that it wasn't, right?
Yeah, it's all clips of that. Those are all actors in the movie, scenes in that movie. I'm telling you, it was a groundbreaking movie about everything in filmmaking at that time. Kenzie, what I've been worried about is I've been protective of The Matrix and Case's review of it in a weird way over all the other movies. Because
Really? Is it that important to you?
I'm protective of, I think, 1999.
Yeah, because you did threaten to kick my ass if I didn't like Roadhouse, but luckily I liked Roadhouse.
Thank God he loved Roadhouse. Thank God he loved that.
What are you, Prince? What do you mean you were protected of 1999? I'm still trying to process that.
Because you had to almost be there to watch the movie in that time to appreciate its greatness. And I don't know.
So
looking
you know
back,
it doesn't stand up, and you're worried about it.
but that's
Because I have no concerns about the Mummy. It stands up.
The Mummy stands up. It's not even about that, because I understand some movies don't stand up to time. This movie was so pivotal in the change in filmmaking, and it was by the Wachowskis, who are from Northwest Indiana. There's a lot of Chicago references in the movie, and the time of the insanity of when that movie came out, of people running down the street to get to the theaters, and the vibe of what it's about, and how pre 9/11 it changed. It was a different vibe of what was going to end the world in a way. And that's what this movie's, about. It's like the Terminator, the same plot really as the Terminator. But I don't know. I shouldn't feel this way. I just want him to give me a damn review, but I feel like I'm going to fight him.
I always found the movie a bit intense.
It's very intense. And it's it's slow. It's brooding. It's
because I saw it when I was
methodical.
way too young. I probably saw this movie when I was under 10. And I remember just being like, relax. You know what I mean? Take it down a notch.
You're like, what's
and
wrong?
what an uncomfortable coat to wear if you have to run that often.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
So we're about 8 minutes away from 9 o'clock. That'll be your chance to see the Chili Peppers anywhere in the U.S. You choose, and you get a VIP trip. It's real easy. Just be here at 9. We give you this word, you text it, and then you're qualified. So be here for that. Now, it is time indeed. I'm so jealous, again, that Case got to watch The Matrix for the first time ever. 25th anniversary of The Matrix is today. A new movie coming out. That's the talk anyway. But Case, the producer, if you just joined us, has not seen all of the classics. And I mean all of them except for Boys in the Hood.
That's right.
But now he's evolved into a better person. He's seen Shawshank Redemption. He has seen Back to the Future. He has seen Roadhouse. And he has seen Braveheart.
At least we forget.
Oh, that was the first one that got us going.
That's so good. I love Braveheart.
And you're still mad at Case's review on that, I think.
Yeah,
right?
because he's wrong. So I was like, oh.
He enjoyed it for, I think, 15 minutes. Well, all of it's up at the podcast. You can go back and listen to them each week. And now it's time for The Matrix. We go back to 1999. And again, I feel protective, like Prince, of 1999. And Case, what'd you think of The Matrix?
Well, I try to put myself in the shoes of somebody that would have been living in 1999. Top show on TV, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, other movies big that year, Phantom Menace, the Star Wars prequel. Top song on Q101 at this time in 1999 was Sugar Ray's Every Morning.
Oh, my God.
I know. Time and a place, right?
Holy crap. That was my first year at Q101,
That's right,
1999.
Yeah. Well, real quick, can you tell that story again? Because you saw the Matrix screening before almost anybody else. It was a Q101 event, right?
We used to do a lot of movie screenings when movies were a bigger deal than TV shows, and the Matrix screening was literally one of the biggest events I've ever seen people trying to get into at that time. It was 600 North Michigan, the theaters over there, the AMC theaters, and midnight screening. I'd swear 2,000 to 3,000 people running down Michigan Avenue trying to get in because they were always first come, first serve. Didn't guarantee a seat. I got there, I got a seat.
Could you imagine? Can I pause this for 2 seconds?
Sure, go ahead.
Could you imagine how bad it would be and how terrifying it would be for a bunch of people at midnight to show up in those coats now?
Kenzie, I can tell you, at that time, I had a long black trench coat, leather coat that I wore every day. The Columbine coat.
Every day? You psychopath.
That was my normal coat. I'll put a picture up of that.
Did you wear like really tall boots?
I did have some Skechers black boots because Doc's hurt my feet.
Yeah,
Doc Martens,
I get it.
They didn't work well on me.
You had the orthopedic version of the cool shoe?
I got gel insoles on my Doc Martens. But I remember getting a seat in the theater, and then there were so many people trying to get in that our marketing person at the time came out to the front of the theater and goes, "We understand there's some, problems. There's not enough for everybody. We're opening 2 more theaters. But if all of our employees can get up out of their seats and give them up for listeners, that'd be great. And everybody did, but I didn't.
You are way too big of a person. Like, to think that you could have hit it. Like, I hope you weren't close to the screen because I can't imagine all the people to sit behind you.
I had a pretty primo spot in the middle of the theater, and Kenzie, you'd be surprised how much I can slouch.
Yeah, that's what they say about you.
Oh, I ducked down so low because I said, I'm not leaving. I got to see this. I've been dying to see this for months, and you heard about it, and I didn't leave.
Oh, my God.
So I apologize to that one poor listener who had to stand in the back. But
That's too bad.
I'm not, just like in Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not leaving. That was me. Okay, that was the setting of the Q101 premiere of The Matrix.
All that being said, all the hype around it, the fervor for the screening, Brian taking a listener spot, I contextualized all of that. I lived in 1999 yesterday afternoon. I tried to take in this movie as authentically and honestly as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And my big takeaway from The Matrix is I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what happened. Like, I was lost watching this movie.
Oh, my God, that's great.
First of all, I left the office yesterday, and I went straight home to watch this. So as the movie started, I just sat down with my lunch. I'd already made lunch. I wasn't making lunch as I was watching it, but I had just sat down with my lunch. I like when a movie starts with Electric Light Orchestra, like sun is shining in the sky, and they do like a pan over New York City, and it's like a slow intro, and there's like a pretty girl on the screen. The Matrix just starts, and there's so much happening that I felt like every time I took a bite, I was missing something.
Yeah.
So it was already behind the 8 ball. I didn't understand for most of the movie who the good guys were and who the bad guys were. I didn't understand why Lawrence Fishburne was wearing little sunglasses the entire time. I didn't understand any part of this movie.
So you can't even acknowledge what happened, the plot.
Well, I know they were in the Matrix.
Okay, which is a very today term when you see a plane in the sky looking weird, there's a glitch in the Matrix. So it existed way past its existence. Me and Kay saw a glitch in the Matrix with like 7 black SUVs going down Lakeshore Drive just a week ago. Like, we're living in this simulation is what it's about, really.
But here's, I guess, the issue I had was I didn't know how much of it was real or not. Not like in a documentary sense, but he has the scene where he takes the pill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything after that confused me because I didn't know what was actually happening.
Well, isn't that the point though, right? I watched this under the age of 10. So that's
hilarious.
That's the point though, is that you're not supposed to really know. It's kind of like a mind F, right? The whole movie.
I like when it's more of a will they, won't they, and not a are they alive or are they not. I couldn't wrap my head around the entire concept of this movie.
This to me, and I'm not dissing a generation.
Oh boy.
But this represents the Gen Zers because it's not clear. And you have to actually kind of wonder what's going on in this world. And like you just said, what is real and what isn't? What is happening in this plot? Whereas I think you like things more clear and concise and you want a happy ending.
Well, I like a romantic comedy. That's the big problem.
Can you refresh me? How does this movie end? I honestly forgot.
Kenzie, great question. I don't know either. I know.
He doesn't know how it ends.
How does it end?
I can tell you how it ends.
I know.
Right.
I know it
and
ends.
I haven't seen it in years. I have not watched it in a long time.
Here's the thing. The last shot of the movie has Wake Up by Rage Against the Machine playing.
Yes.
Which is sick.
Yes.
How we got to that point, I don't know.
Okay. You see that Neo goes on to fight another day. They've tried to take him out, you see. And
because there was a whole thing where they were going to kill Morpheus, but then Neo was like, no, don't do that.
Well, see, they find out that Neo is the one, you see, at the end. And then he can't kill Neo. You see? You get that?
Well, God, I feel like somebody's speaking Spanish.
My thing is, I agree with you, Case, except for the Spanish part. But I break it down in Spanish. We will understand. No, so what I don't get about this movie, I'm really happy Case feels this way because I've always felt like, all right, when I see like, why are they fighting?
Thank you. I also had this question.
Why do they have to kill each other at all?
Well, because There's a good guys and bad guys, basically.
But they don't even know. They found out they almost killed somebody that they didn't they're not even sure.
Well, it is very hard to tell who is who. A la Joe Pantoliano, who's in The Sopranos, is also in that. In those
Somebody
scenes.
should have suggested jerseys or something instead of the same outfit for everybody. They don't know who's on what team.
But see, that's the drama and the intrigue and the mystique of the movie is finding out who is on the side of the machines and who isn't, and how are we going to get out of here in the whole journey of the plot, you see.
Okay, so with that in mind, the agent, what was his name? Agent Scott?
Agent Smith. Jesus. He just saw it yesterday, Kenzie.
Smith Scott, same thing.
Good Lord.
Does he work for the government? Because I was confused as to who he was representing.
He's representing the machines.
But I know we're supposed to rage against them, but what's the machine?
Well, see, we're all talking about AI today. This is where it leads to.
They did say AI in the movie, and I did oh, my God, look at that.
What came out first, The Matrix or Terminator?
Terminator came out first. The first Terminator was like 1980, and then
So did they kind of bite Terminator?
Bite him? What do you mean?
Like take
bite
it.
Yeah. Good Lord.
I mean,
Thanks, Case, for the translation.
Well, I mean, bite. Okay. Listen, it's the same plot where the machines eventually take over, launch the missiles, kill as many humans as they can. But in this case, the humans are batteries in the Matrix to keep the machines going. In the Terminator, they were kind of like workers. They had to fix things. But same pretty good plot. Same thing.
Huh.
Yeah, same deal. I mean, but it's also in a whole different vibe situation.
Case, what Rotten Tomato score do you give it?
Well, hold on. I'm still trying to process some of the stuff that you said. So Agent Smith? Scott? I thought it was Agent Scott.
God, I'm gonna jump out a window.
No. But okay, so he was the bad guy in the movie.
Yes, he was a bad guy.
And Neo, who for most of the movie I didn't realize it was Keanu Reeves. I thought he was Justin Long from the computer commercial. He looks just like Justin Long.
That is a weird take.
But he looks just like him.
Okay.
He's Neo. He's the good guy. I was confused by the end of the movie if I was supposed to like Morpheus or not. I know I liked him way more as the dad in Boys in the Hood.
Well, that's interesting because that was the only other movie you've seen before all these movies that he played in both a really different character. You're supposed to like Lawrence Fishburne.
Okay.
He's the one that's started the whole movement to let people know we're living in a simulation.
He's like a freedom fighter. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Everybody needs to wake up, a la the Rage Against the Machine song at the end of the credits.
Which really
wake up.
kicks. It's awesome.
Wake up.
Who plays Morpheus?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Wow. In my mind, I remember it being Samuel L. Jackson. I swear to God.
No.
That's what I remember. Is he in the movie?
No.
I thought he was in that movie.
This is why I was so protective of 1999 when we started this whole thing. God.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we'll get to your takeaways here in a second. I want to thank Lou Malnati's for sending in the pizza and wings with Mike's Hot Honey on it. Go check it out this weekend. Today, especially Deep Dish Day, National Deep Dish Day, so go get it. Takeaways, Case, what do you got coming up here?
Our friend Double Features Mike checked in. He said Kenzie is a fan of thick boy caterpillars.
Forgot about that one this week.
I know. Long week.
Yes, there's a lot coming up here.
We had our opening day broadcast on Monday.
Doesn't it feel like that opening day broadcast was like a month ago?
It does.
Phew.
Oh, my God. Yes. I forgot that it was this week.
The big return of Kenzie in person and almost home. Thanks to them this week for letting us party with them. Kenzie, what do you got?
Tony from Homer Glen, his takeaway is Case shames chimpanzee nipples and knows firsthand that Brian has become a better kisser.
That's right.
That's on the podcast. You can find it earlier this week.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Also, finally, 815 texted in takeaway. Kenzie wants Agent Smith and them to relax. You miss a moment, miss a lot. Lauren's coming in with more wonderfulness, but Case on the podcast. By the way, 8 to 10 a.m. tomorrow, the throwbacks on Q101. Check it out, 8 to 9 in the morning. It's all the highlights of some of the stuff from the week, and then the podcast over the weekend.
Yeah, we just did my Matrix review because I had never seen it before, celebrating the 25th anniversary of The Matrix. That will be on the podcast feed in just a second. May I recommend this weekend, if you weren't here at 6 o'clock and at 7 o'clock, the first 2 hours of the show were essentially spent talking about how I've never had an English muffin before, the journey to that. I tried my first English McMuffin on the air.
English McMuffin.
It was just
Stop saying that.
It was a day for the books here at Q101. That is all on the podcast. If I may recommend, sit down sometime this weekend, get your Brian and Kenzie filled with the Brian and Kenzie podcast, and then we'll be back live 6 a.m. Monday morning.
You get it anywhere you get them. Spotify, Apple, Q101.com. Their house to have a stellar weekend.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.